Europe's mad at us right now over Greenland. They're also concerned that this Board of Peace is potentially competition with the UN. Will it replace the UN? There's been questions of that. President Trump has been very critical of the UN. He said before he wished the United Nations could do more, wished we didn't need a Board of Peace. And the draft text of this charter seemed to have a swipe at the UN. It didn't say it by name, but it said that there's the need for a more nimble and effective international peace-building body. What do you think this means for the UN? Does it hurt the UN? Is it competition? What do you think that looks like?
Well, it's interesting. If you look at what the Trump administration has done as it relates to the UN, last week, or maybe it was the week before, we just slashed a huge amount of money from the budget. We cut employees at the UN. The UN is actually working with Trump on reform. I'm not saying that the reform that has been enacted thus far is enough. I think it's probably just scratching the surface. But I think we're watching an effort that's underway right now that I think is laudable, and it's actually showing some cooperation between the Trump administration and the UN. And I think there's an understanding at the UN that they are too bloated, that they need a certain amount of reform. I think it's also interesting to note that as this is all playing out, and Trump has said this, some of his officials have said this, they're not looking to replace the UN. They're not looking to trash it. They still want to reform it, they still see it as a place where we can engage with our adversaries and even our enemies, and that good things can be done. They just don't like the way it's operating right now. So as I see it, this new entity, this Board of Peace, is likely going to be a mechanism for pressuring the UN. As long as they know that this other body is out there and potentially doing things that they should be doing, I think that's the moment where they say, okay, gosh, we should be probably doing more, or doing things differently, or doing things with more credibility. I would argue that the same could be said for the G7, for the G20, for NATO, for the World Bank. I mean, there are all these multilateral entities. When you look around, the international system looks ossified, corrupt, broken in a number of places. What Trump is doing is he's creating an alternative. It's not functioning as a full alternative yet, but he's dangling it. And he's basically saying, don't make me empower this thing even more, given your failures. Get your houses in order, and we won't need this. And I think there is something smart about this. It's creating leverage. It's creating alternatives. Now the question is, how does this play out? Does the UN get its act together? Do all these other organizations get their act together? Or does Trump invest more and more in this? By the way, it may not be mutually exclusive. We may see him invest more and more into this, but I will say it's probably a 3-year term. This thing doesn't probably last that much longer because that's how much Trump is left in office. He could try to keep running this after he's gone, but I think the likelihood of that having the same sway, I'm not sure about that. Not yet, anyway.